Hello, good people, and welcome to Hillbilly Cat History, where we explore the times, events, and people surrounding Elvis Presley. Thank you for choosing this video. In today's episode, we take a short one-episode break from our main series in order to explore the Hillbilly Cat History Library, where we review and rate tomes about Elvis. Our focus today is the book Elvis, a Biography by Jerry Hopkins. Originally published in 1971, it was republished multiple times and read by large numbers of Elvis fans. Years later, Jerry updated the book, retitling it Elvis, the Biography. This review focuses on the original edition. There are three kinds of Elvis books: the academic, the autobiographical, and the fictional. The academic, like this biography by Jerry Hopkins, focuses on the facts of history, dates, locations, events. These books are probably the easiest way to find many of these facts. However, the reader must be aware each author has an individual motivation in telling Elvis' story, which often adds an imaginary narrative they intertwine with real events. The autobiographical books are the accounts written by the Memphis Mafia, Priscilla, girlfriends, work associates, employees, and fans. These are the fun books, but never look to them for hard facts. Instead, count on these books to relate the emotional truth and journey of the author's personal experiences with Elvis. Unfortunately, many in this category have been co-authored by terrible writers who let Elvis's family and friends down by failing to cross-reference any hard facts, adding incorrect data, and inserting their own bias and viewpoints. The fictional books, which are marketed as fiction novels, can be very entertaining. The books fans should avoid are the fictional books which masquerade as nonfiction. These are the worst Elvis books. The best way to spot them is to have a good working knowledge of Elvis history. For instance, there are a number of books authored by Earl Greenwood, who claim to be a cousin of Elvis. Any fan who knows Elvis and Vernon's family tree will spot an issue immediately. The rest of the information Earl, if such a person truly exists, provides is as inaccurate as his birth claims. Once a person becomes an Elvis fan, they feel a desire to know more. They fill this desire by purchasing music, merchandise, and knowledge in the form of magazines, books, and film documentaries. The hardest part of being a fan is determining how much they can allow themselves to spend and what is the best value for their dollar, especially since the success of the 2022 Baz Luhrmann major motion picture Elvis, as the asking price for everything Elvis, including books, has risen dramatically. In the Hillbilly Cat History Library series, we rate the many Elvis books available so fans can better determine the value of the information contained in the book versus the going market price. The Hillbilly Cat History Library rating system looks at 5 key factors, which are rated on a 5-star scale, with 1 star being the worst and 5 stars being the best. Number 1 is the author. Who wrote and participated in this book, and where did the information originate? In 1969, Jerry Hopkins earned his living as a writer, taking a break from his regular paying assignment to write Elvis, a Biography. Earlier in the decade, Jerry worked as a TV writer and wrote a couple of books. By 1965, he had branched out from writing by opening and operating the first head shop in Los Angeles, which was only the 3rd such store in the entire nation. During this period, Jerry wrote for the magazine Rolling Stone as their Los Angeles correspondent. Jerry conducted interviews with people who knew Elvis from various parts of his life, so this book contains first-hand information and knowledge of Elvis, even details of the Memphis Mafia. All parts of Elvis's public life, including a detailed discography, are covered in this text. For this category, the Hillbilly Cat History Library rating of Elvis, a Biography is 5 stars. Jerry was an established author who worked hard to uncover facts and to showcase the information he gathered in a professional and respectful manner. So 5 stars. Accuracy of the information. Are the facts stated in the text really facts? From the first moment of his career, incorrect facts about Elvis have been published in newspapers, magazines, and books. Some of these incorrect facts continue to swirl among the fan base even today. For this category, the Hillbilly Cat History Library rating of Elvis, a biography, is 4 stars. Jerry did not get everything right in this book, as he, too, was a victim of disinformation previously published. Jerry also made a few outright errors. Elvis fans can forgive Jerry for these incorrect pieces, as he was working in a time period when accurate information about Elvis was extremely difficult to obtain or verify. No internet for Jerry. Number 3 is bias. Has the author inserted a bias for or against Elvis into the text? The more bias either way, the lower the rating. For this category, the Hillbilly Cat History Library rating of Elvis, a biography, is 4 stars. Jerry was a massive fan of rock music. As such, he treated Elvis, his music, and his fans with respect, but did not allow an obvious bias to interfere with the delivery of facts. Number 4, impact. How many Elvis fans read this book, and how did it affect later works on Elvis? For this category, the Hillbilly Cat History Library rating of Elvis, a biography, is 5 stars. Jerry Hopkins' work sold extremely well, which is the reason it was published in various formats, such as mass market paperback. This book proved fans wanted to know true facts about Elvis, and they wanted to know those facts all the way back to his birth. The success of this biography is the reason publishers were willing to advance money to people who knew Elvis personally to write books. And category 5 is availability, affordability. Can an Elvis fan find and afford to purchase this book? For this category, the Hillbilly Cat History Library rating of Elvis, a biography, is 5 stars. At the time of the writing of this article, a used copy of this biography, including shipping, is about $10, and copies are available on various used book websites. Although this version of the book is no longer in print, a fan can purchase a brand new volume of the updated version, Elvis, the Biography, although it will be more expensive. The overall Hillbilly Cat History Library rating of Elvis, a Biography, is 4.5 stars. So this is definitely one of the top books. Why would an Elvis fan want to read this old book? The most important reason for an Elvis fan to read the 1971 version of Elvis, a Biography, is to experience what it was like to be an Elvis fan in 1971. This book represents exactly what an ardent Elvis fan of the time period would know about Elvis. If you are a new Elvis fan, this is an enjoyable, affordable book to start your Elvis journey. You will learn a great deal, you will enjoy Jerry's style, and you will become part of the historical Elvis fan family, seeing Elvis through their eyes. If you are a veteran Elvis fan, this book will provide a lot of good memories, although you may find yourself mentally correcting the errors as you read. This book is not nearly as sad as many Elvis biographies, as it only covers his life through 1970, so it does not end or begin with his passing. Elvis, a Biography by Jerry Hopkins is an enjoyable, easy-to-read, mostly historically accurate biography. In other words, Jerry gets a lot of facts right and is a good writer. If an Elvis fan has never read this book before, they will not go wrong reading this book. Hillbilly Cat History recommends Elvis, a Biography by Jerry Hopkins as a great read for new and veteran Elvis fans, and considers it to be one of the 5 books fans who want to focus on Elvis history must read. Over on the left, we see a picture of another rock and roll biography by Jerry Hopkins, the biography of Jim Morrison of The Doors, titled No One Gets Out of Here Alive. When I was in high school, this book was all over the place. I read No One Gets Out of Here Alive at that time. I thought it was fantastic. So I definitely do like Jerry Hopkins as a writer. However, I've put this picture of Jim Morrison here because he connects directly to the book Elvis, a Biography. And if you would like to know exactly how Jim Morrison connects to the book, you can hear it directly from the lips of Jerry Hopkins if you listen to the audio interview, which I've linked here, from the early 1980s. So I would definitely recommend listening to this audio interview. It's very interesting. Be sure to visit hillbillycathistory.wordpress.com to read this story and watch the linked videos for yourself. Thank you for joining Hillbilly Cat History as we explored this piece of the Elvis Presley puzzle. Stop on by anytime so we can chat again.